This is, oops, day 16 or 15 in my journeys of archery, which is pretty cool. So today, I am testing out a few things. We got some whistling tips, and we got a Manchu style ring, which I am very excited to give a shot. All of these are from Alibo, and yeah, let's see how she goes. So, to my understanding, when it comes down to these rings, the idea is we are putting rotational force down on the ring as we're pulling back, and then releasing by straightening out the wrist. This is literally shot number 1, so let's see. Those whistling points are so cool. That shot, for what it's worth, was like super low. I'm shooting that playing card from about 30 feet, and this is like 2 feet down from that point. All right, so the first 6 shots were, it feels good for releasing. Here we are. That was that very first shot. And then it kind of went up and around. Very cool. Also, they sound so cool. Well, let's see how the whistling points do. Perfect. Genuinely surprised so far at how easy these are to take out. They don't go in as far, considering that the tips are so bulbous. And no hits yet. Really using a 30-pound bow, so it's not too powerful, but it's good for target. And the bow that I'm using is, to my understanding, traditional Korean archery, a horse bow made by these guys. All right, so with, let's see, 60 shots on. Well, 60 shots down, I should say. I got 1 on. Now, interesting things I've seen so far. The difference between, say, rotating down and for me pinching this way is very different than, say, like this. This I feel like I have way less control over versus here and then kind of releasing. I'm noticing that I'm more so, instead of opening my wrist and letting it go, it's more so I'm here, and when I'm ready, I just drop my thumb a little bit and it flies. So far, so good. So the idea here, at least from my understanding, is we are putting twisting torsion. So I am rotating my wrist counterclockwise to lock in and pull. Now, I basically have my finger curled down underneath like this against the bottom portion of the ring itself, kind of like that, as I'm pulling back. From what I understand, it's ridged here so you can kind of hook, but I found this to be way less accurate for the 60 shots I've done so far, which is nothing. But everything fits really nicely as far as holding on to the arrow against the shaft, especially for, you know, Asiatic shooting. Things I've also learned about this thing: if you're not pinching like this around that little lip and just doing twisting, it is very, very much such that you need to hold on tight. If you're getting tired shooting, this is going to slip and you're going to misfire or pre-fire or whatever it may be. So I've already lost one arrowhead into the plywood there. This is going to be the last 5 so far out of 98, so this will bring me up to 103. I have 2 shots on from about 30, which is not bad considering a new ring, but let's see how I do in the last few. Cannot get tired of this whistle. It's so cool. Much too high. Might have lost another one. Let's move it over a bit. Too far. Last one. Well, no hits. But things that I can talk about. So this one feels probably the second most, if not the most comfortable ring that I've used, aside from like the Korean male horn ring. As far as the shots, these is how it turned out. Now, in here, got lucky. There is another one of the arrowheads or tips that are somewhere in here. Well, yeah, for the last ones, 2 of hearts. In my adventures of shooting, this is, day 16 or 15 in my journeys of archery, which is pretty cool. I'm actually taking the time to put everything down on paper so I can keep track of my progress. So looks like today's day 16, 30 pounds. We did on 2 on 103. Not bad.